Okay, so I think that this is going to be a very interesting season in the NHL. So I have some crazy predictions to go through. Starting with the Metro, here's how I think it'll look. For the Metro, this might look a little bit weird. Igor Shesterkin's back is literally going to break and they're going to fall down here because they're a fake team. Okay, and then these guys, not too surprising. The real crazy thing is, what is Pittsburgh doing up here? Yeah, basically Crosby's going to go absolutely off this year, and so we can have one last Ovi Crosby battle. I'm not a huge believer in Carolina. I think adding Ehlers is like, okay, cool. The Devils are going to go for a strat this year where they actually don't let any of their star players on the ice so that they can't get injured, and somehow that's just really going to work for them. Onto the Atlantic. Okay, yet again, a little bit of some crazy predictions here, but I am personally a huge believer Dobson and Hudson together is just going to be so strong. Yeah, I think overall, I'm worried about Montreal. They did lose Carey Price, but I think they'll survive without him, counting on how he doesn't play. Now, here we'd have a Tkachuk brother battle, which would be pretty sweet. Yeah, Ottawa, like that Jordan Spence signing, sneaky good. I'm high on Ottawa. And then, of course, Florida. I mean, they have former Flame legend AJ Greer, so you can't really go wrong there. The Lightning and Carolina are going to make it. I think Toronto's going to miss. I don't think it's because of the Marner leave. I think their forward group is actually good. I think with Wall being out here, I'm just getting the feeling that Stolars is also going to get injured, and they're just going to have AHL goaltenders for the year, which won't go very well. Now, not a huge Detroit guy or Buffalo guy. Both of them are just going to be pretty bad. Pasternak's actually going to move back to Czechia and just become the king of Czechia and live the rest of his life there. Next up, the Pacific. So for the Pacific, we're gonna have the Oilers finally lock in and win a division. Then we're gonna have Vegas. They've got some fancy swag. They're gonna come rolling in confident, but only finish second. Now the Kings here, losing Gavrikov and Spence is gonna hurt a lot. I think their back end isn't gonna be as strong, but I've got 2 words for you: Andrei Kuzmenko. That's the difference maker they needed. You may be asking, what the heck are the Sharks doing here? That's preposterous. Well, do you remember when I said that Carey Price, the Montreal lost him, but it didn't matter because he wasn't playing? That was a joke. He's back, baby. He's so back. Carey Price will be suiting up for the Sharks, playing an incredible 81 games for them, and finish with a .933 save percentage on the season. It's going to be lights out. These teams, nothing too surprising here. I think Vancouver could be a lot better than this, but I put them here, and Seattle is like a wayward ship. I have no clue where they're going. Onto the Central. Okay, now my Central is probably the most normal and least outrageous of all of them. But yeah, I think Dallas, pretty easy pick there. I think I'm a believer in the Blues, and I'd look out for them if I were you. These two, not too crazy, but I think they'll finish about here. The Utah Mammoth, who I just noticed today, look there, it's kind of like a mountain on their head. Cool, huh? They're just gonna fall a bit shy of the playoffs being, the line being here. So, Nashville, literally most boring team ever, nobody cares. Minnesota, pretty similar. Chicago, and Chicago just makes me think about life. Life doesn't always go the way we want it to go. Life is kind of like a bowl of spaghetti. You've got the meatballs in there, and you love a tasty meatball covered in some tomato sauce, but sometimes you don't get a meatball for a long time. Maybe you suck up a noodle too fast and it slaps you in the face. Like, that's the worst. And it's also delicious and wonderful, but then there's times that are dry and tasteless. I think that's really life, and not really the Chicago Blackhawks. But yeah, okay, now to look at the playoff picture. These 16 teams, let's see how that looks. Here's my super official looking playoff bracket. Ignore the fact that it has incorrect seeding of how the NHL doesn't actually work. We've got some interesting matchups here. I mean, look at this, a rematch of the 2021 final. And here, of course, the Tkachuk brothers battle. That would be pretty cool. And skip that one last time. It'd just be so good. We got some Canadian battle here, some rivalry here. Stars and Sharks hate each other, so that's good. And this one, which should be awesome. The main storylines that we have going on here is the return of Carey Price. After barely making the playoffs, they actually beat the Dallas Stars in a huge upset. Now, the Blues, I think, are going to pull it off over Colorado. In the All-Canadian battle, Hellebuck will have a .852 save percentage. And in the end, none other than your Edmonton Oilers will move on. Okay, so here's something I don't know if I've mentioned yet, but the LA Kings have a secret weapon. They have signed Corey Perry. That means they're getting to the final, and they're going to lose in the final. Spoiler alert. They're going to be in the final. That much I can tell you. And they're going to lose the final. It's literally prophecy. Having Corey Parra in your team, there's nothing they can do. You have the battle between Carey Price and Mr. Clutch Gene himself, Binnington. But the original Clutch Gene King will take over. This sets us up for a Battle of California Conference Finals, which is pretty sweet. A great victory, Game 7 over Carey Price. Andrei Kuzmenko with the game winner. It's amazing. With the Habs and Lightning, the Lightning pull it out. Good old playoff experience, eh? This is a big one. I'm gonna say the Sens. I'm gonna go Devils as they get a trade acquisition of Quinn Hughes, and the brothers storm ahead. We're gonna give it to your boy. Ovi is gonna move on. Penguins didn't really deserve to be there. They just kind of made it in for the plot, and then we're out. The Caps are gonna move on. They're gonna take out the Hughes brothers with the power of the Strome brothers and the Protus brothers. I love the power of family. The Sens, they're gonna freaking do it. They're gonna take out the Lightning. The nation capitals fighting against each other. It's gonna be a heated battle. None other than your Ottawa Senators are gonna advance and win the Stanley Cup over Corey Perry and the LA Kings. That's my prediction. As you could follow all my math and calculations throughout this, I'm sure you'll agree with me. I don't know if I'm a prophet, but comment down below if you want to be remembered when I'm famous or whatever. So, okay, bye-bye now. Have a great day.